Hello. Hopefully you can hear me now. Sorry about that. Let me know if you can hear me because I'm now on the iPad and the sound should be going through on that. Katie, can you hear me? Let me know. Still no sound. Okay. You're good now. Cheers, Dylan. Hopefully everybody else can hear me. As I say, I've swapped to the iPad. I'm trying to do a wing of things here. I've ran down into the studio. Yes, you can hear me now. Good. Don't know what happened there in the old one. We'll not worry about that. So as I was saying, Best Buddies last year, we did our first Burns event, big, large Burns event for Best Buddies, in which we had a paper, we had a band play, and of course I played music. We also had some whiskey. Remember, you all got a wee shot of whiskey and stuff like that. We also had haggis. Did you try the haggis? So what we're going to do today, I'm going to do a remote thing. We're going to go out into the Fuse Centre where we're at down here. Alan is going to do the address to the haggis and then give a wee chat about that. Unfortunately, no whiskey this year. We've got no whiskey. We're also not having our big event this year. We had planned again to have a large gathering that we could all come together and celebrate Burns and have a good night, but it didn't happen. So we've had to change it a wee bit. So we will pass over. I'm going to walk and move this about, and we're going to go out to Alan, and Alan is going to do what Alan does. He's going to address the haggis. So hopefully this all works and that you can still hear me and see me. So I'm just on my way out to Alan. I say Alan's going to be doing, look the way he's dressed, everybody.
Hello there.
Oh, I just need to grab my phone because if I don't grab my phone, then I can't see what you're writing. It's going to be one of these. So let me just grab, who's Alan? Alan is an expert on Burns. Alan likes to read a lot of Burns. That's Alan there.
Hello.
So he likes to read Burns. And he's also, last year he was our piper as well. No, you weren't our piper. He did the address to the haggis. So he did. So if I can hold this right and just turn this down, then we can see what's happening. So that's who Alan is. And Alan is going to talk to us now about Burns.
Hello there. I hope you're all well. That's a very strange old time where we're here to do everything virtually. We're going to do our address to the haggis and a wee bit of talking about Burns. But first thing we do whenever we're going to do a Burns supper is we have to address the haggis. Haggis is sneaky wee creatures, are hard to catch. But my wife Dale, who is along nose, she'll give you a wee wave. There she is. Dale prepared the haggis earlier for me. And what normally happens at a Burns supper is the piper comes in, followed by the haggis, and sadly, husky, but the no husky today, and fall days I'm not working, I could have had one or two. And then the haggis is addressed and duly cut open, and then we all have a good big feast of haggis. We've no piper, so I'm going to ask Dale to bring a haggis forward here to us. Hiya, Dale.
Hello, everybody. There we go.
So then we address the haggis in due form. Fair fee, your honest, sonsy face. Great pudding, great. How long a minute? And he done this for a while, you see.
Great chieftain.
Great chieftain, great chieftain. You even know you could do this. For fair your honest, sonsy face, great chieftain, or the pudding race. Aboon the mile, ye take your place, pinch, tripe, or therum. We'll are you worthy, oh, a grace, as lang's my erm. Your groaning trenchers there you fill. Your hardies, like a distant hill. Your pin would help to mend the mill, and time will need. And through your pores the dews distill, like amber bead. This knife, see rustic labour dicht, I cut ye up with a ready slice, trenching your gushing entrails bright like Ollie ditch. And then, oh, what a glorious sight, warm, reeking rich. Then horn for horn they stretch and strive till tack the hindmost on they drive, till all their wheels will kites believe are bent like drums. Then I'll get man mislike to ride by thanket hums. Is there that has French ragout, or all he has would staw sue, or fricassee would make eat? spew with perfect scunner, looks down with sneer and scornful view and sick a dinner. Poor devil, see him o'er his thrice, as fakeness as a withered rice, his spindle shake, and get what lash his knave in it, through bloody field and flood to die so high unfit. But mark this rustic haggis fed, the trembling earth three sounds has tread, clapped in his willy knave a blade, with market whistle, and legs, and arms, and heads, with sned, like taps of thistles. Ye powers that mark mankind your care, and dish them out their bill of fare. How Scotland wants nae skinking ware that jabs and luggies. But if you want her grateful prayer, gear a haggis. Ladies and gentlemen, the haggis. Now, what we do at this point, after I hold my shorts up, the toasts will be handed round, the wee glasses of whisky. They'll be handed round to everybody, and I shall say these words. Here's to the haggis. We all drink a wee toast to the haggis. And then the haggis is all handed round for everybody to have a good feast. And at the end of the feast, we will partake of some more drinks and refreshments. And then there'll be an evening of entertainment and music and dancing. So there you go. There we have the haggis.
There we go, folks. So that anybody that hasn't seen haggis, this is it. It's all made up of meat and bits and bobs, always say, in it. I know some of you's got to try it last year. I don't particularly like it. I think Simon maybe liked haggis. I know Alan likes haggis.
I love haggis. I'm just
a lot of people. It's got a good smell, to be fair. I can smell it. If you had smell-o-vision, then you would be able to smell it here. So that's that wee bit. Lauren has wrote in to say Alan is is the bus driver. Yes, Alan does drive the bus as well. That's his full-time job. So Lauren, you are right. Alan does drive the bus. Don't know how you knew that, but he does indeed. So then we are now. Did you know all the words? Alan's going to tell you about some of the words that was used during all of that, and all the stuff that he did there to do with the haggis. Robbie Burns, as we all know, was a very famous poet. He wrote a lot of Scots poems, which are also known in Ulster at one time. Everybody, if you kind of go back in the day, they all had a copy of the Bible, but a lot of them also had a copy of Robbie Burns' poems. So a lot of people way, way back in time all knew all his poems, all knew how to read them and how they would write. Nowadays, because we kind of all know English, we're maybe not just so good whenever we see how they wrote down. But Alan's going to chat and maybe ask us some words and maybe a few questions. So let's see if we can answer them.
Right, well, I'll just tell you one or two wee things about Robert Burns. He was born in Alloway on the 25th of January in 1759. So the 25th of January past would have been his 262nd birthday. The first Burns suppers that were run were actually run on the anniversary of Burns' death, which would have probably been a better idea because that was in July. It would have been warmer. But then they decided that they would have the celebrations of Burns' life and they would change the date until to the anniversary of his birth. He wrote his first poem, believe it or not, when he was a very young boy. He was only about 14 or 15 years of age, and it was a love song. And if anybody knows anything about Burns, he was always in love. And it wasn't always the same girl, but we'll tell you about that a wee bit later on. What got me interested about Robert Burns was my wife Dale and I, we were there in Edinburgh at the Edinburgh Tattoo, and it was a celebration of Burns' life. We didn't know at the time, but the boy that was reciting and telling us all about Burns' life, he was using all these words that I knew as a boy growing up and around Ballymoney, Donaghy. These words were all familiar to me, and these were Scottish words which we use as well. We would call it Ulster Scots, and it was the poem, the story of an old boy who spends too long in the pub, as some has he done in the past, but you can't be condemned for that. And he spends too long in the pub, and he's rode home, riding his horse. He meets all these kinds of ghosts and witches and all mad kinds of creatures that ends up chasing him. But through that big story, Burns used these words. I want to see if you can tell me what these words means. One of the words was brig. Does anybody know what a brig is?
Okay, so what is a brig? There's a wee bit of a delay here, so we'll get that in a minute. But Alan, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Is haggis made from sheep?
The traditional recipe of haggis was really oatmeal and oats and types of stuff like that there, cooked inside a sheep's stomach.
Ah, so it is. So it's a sheep's stomach.
And they would have said that the sheep's brains and
Yeah.
offal, we would class offal as liver, kidneys, heart, and stuff like that there. And then it was bulked to it with a lot of oatmeal and stuff. But
Yeah.
it's not made like that now. For health reasons, you're not allowed to use any of those foods or
So
offal and food stuff nowadays.
Kind of a bit like black pudding. If any of you like black or white pudding, it's a wee bit like that.
It tastes quite like black pudding, actually. It does. If anybody likes that, they'll enjoy haggis.
So does anybody know what brig means? That's what Alan's asking. Have you heard tell of brig? Brigadoon? Does anybody know? Maybe not. No. Sarah's saying no. Jenny's saying no. Okay, well, have any of you heard tell of the coo brig? Which would be Ballymoney. I thought he's living Ballymoney. I'm sure Lauren knows what the coo brig is or where the coo brig is.
Does anybody know what a coo is?
Or what is a coo? Lauren's saying no. It tastes like black pudding. Somebody is saying, does brig mean jail?
No, it doesn't know.
No. No. No, nobody seems to know, Alan. You may help them.
Right, well then, and one of the...
Oh, Emily does.
Oh, right, well don't tell us.
And Rebecca says cow. That was obviously what coo
That's
was.
what coo is,
Yeah, so Rebecca, what does brig mean? If you know what the cow is. The coo brig. Emily does. Emily comes from, she would be Ballymena clock. So up around that, yeah. Emily should know these words.
If I give them a wee clue about a coo,
Yeah,
you get milk from a coo.
you do. There you go. Can you work it out? See, this is like my wee quiz that I asked you some of these words. So what is a brig? You may tell them, Alan.
Robert Burns had to get out of the brig because he was being chased by the watch.
Oh,
and if you
watches.
if you can get over, this is a wee clue for you. If you can get over a river or a stream, the witch can't follow you. In Burns's case, he was riding a horse and the witch pulled the tail off the horse. Now the brig gets you over a river, so what would it be?
Can you work it out? What about the watch? So a watch can't get over it.
A witch can't cross a running stream.
No, running water
That's against the law.
watches can't cross. See, we should have Alan back at Halloween. He could tell us all these ghost stories and what stories.
They're at them, they tell me
Oh.
to a running
There we
stream,
go.
they down they cross.
Dylan is saying, is it a bridge?
That's a bridge.
And so's Emma. So they've worked it out,
They
Alan.
worked it out good for them. And the wee line in that poem is, one the keys to out of the brig. If you get out of the bridge, the witch can't get you.
But what
So there you
happened?
Ah.
The witch pulled the tail off the horse.
Oh, there you go. So the watch was trying to get Ravi Burns, but couldn't. So she took the tail off the horse.
So Tam O'Shanter was riding the horse. So
Ah.
Tam got out of the bridge just in time, or the witch would have got him, but she caught out of the horse with the tail and pulled the tail off.
And that's how his
So
wife
there you are.
was behaving.
Ah.
Whenever any of yous were wee, did anybody ever say to you, if you didn't behave yourself, Owl Nick will get you? Owl Nick.
Yeah. So what is Owen Nick?
Who is Owl Nick?
Do you know who he is?
He's a person.
See, Sarah is now saying a bridge. So's Rebecca. So's Neve.
Oh, very good.
Emma saying that sounds sore. It probably was for the horse. Emma, it probably was.
Well, I wouldn't want anybody to pull my tail off.
No. See the way Alan's dressed to that? All fancy today.
I could be a wee Highland dance.
A boat? No, it was a bridge, Lauren. But who is Old Nick? Do you know who Old Nick is?
Tell a wee story about it.
Owl Nick, we see, was there in the churchyard where all these ghosts was. And he was playing the pipes. There sat Owl Nick, in shape of beast, He screwed the pipes and girded them skull to roof and rafters at that Durl. So who was Old Nick?
So who was
Old
Old Nick?
Nick sat.
It wasn't a boat. No, it wasn't a boat. It wasn't Jack Frost.
He sat.
No, but he
sat
did.
in shape of beast.
So he sat in the graveyard waiting. Who do you think it
A
was?
scary old person.
He was scary.
And he has a pitchfork.
Is he a
And
worker
he's got a
or
lamb
the
tail.
organist? No. Think somebody evil. Not Santa Claus. No, somebody evil. Old Nick is evil. Who do we think it could be? Not the gravekeeper. No, not Jack Frost. Anybody else?
He's stoking up the fire.
Yep.
And he was throwing the coal onto the fire and getting the fire nice and warm.
Dylan, you're doing very well. And he's Dylan saying the devil.
Oh, oh.
Or a monster. Jenny saying monster. Emma's saying devil.
He could be an old bad monster, but he's a certain name. And there was somebody maybe very close, very nearly right there. I think maybe there was somebody right.
Yeah. Dylan and Emma.
Oh,
And
oh.
Jenny's now saying the same.
Oh, right. There,
And there's Lauren in.
clever bunch here.
Yep. So Old Nick is the devil.
That's right. There's that Old Nick in shape of beast.
Yeah, or Satan. Yeah, that's another
That's
name
the
for him.
same name.
Yeah.
for the devil
So
as Satan,
a lot of Scottish people in that would call him Old Nick.
Old Nick.
Oh, I get now where Santa Claus. Yeah, that's St. Nicholas. Would be Santa Claus.
Oh, yes. That's
Yes,
right,
so I can see where you're coming from,
Yes,
but no,
I can understand
Old
it.
Nick is the devil.
Uh-huh. You didn't want to
So he was writing poems about that and the witches and stuff like that as well.
Right, another wee word is gie. If I said, give me that, what would it be? What does gie mean?
What does "gee" mean? Again, another word. Emily said she knew that. Yeah, you see, Emily, I know you know all of these. So what does "gee" mean? Can you work that one out? I know there's a wee bit from when we say it until it actually appears to them. A key? No, not a key, Dylan. Try again. Jennifer Martin, who's from Korean, Jennifer says give. Lauren is saying give me.
I'll put the word into a sentence for you.
Yeah.
To give them music was his charge. To give them music.
So Emily's saying give. Dylan saying give. Sarah's saying give. So give me. Give me. Is that right, Alan?
That's right. Aye. I'll tell you something. A lot of scholars.
Yeah,
Aye.
you are all doing well at this. So you are. Do we have time? Let me see what time it is. We maybe have time for one more.
One there. I think
Aye.
a good
One
one.
more.
I'll know. Here's one that I think you'll know. Lan.
So Neve is saying give me. Yeah. So what does lang mean? Again, it's used in the word. So I'm going to show you this haggis again for them that haven't seen it. Oh, if I can get angled right. You see the way that you've got the wee white bits, that's the oats and stuff in it.
That's right, yeah.
And look at the big
My
dagger.
dagger.
The big dagger, it's usually that down here.
I usually keep it in here. It's actually called a skein do.
There you go. Skin do. So if anybody ever says skin do, then you know it's the knife or dagger. There's the wee case for it because it's really sharp.
So what does lang mean?
Some saying lamb or lamp.
No, lang.
Lang.
Can't really give you a clue to tell you what it is. Lang. Loud, deep, and lang the thunder bellowed. I went for a big lang whack.
Yeah. So what does that mean? Can you work it out? Land? No, Dylan. Think again.
That's a long way away.
Yeah, it's a long way to Tipperary.
So they say.
As one of the wee songs. Oh, this is a question for you, Alan. A wee bit different whenever they work it out. Jennifer is asking, is Edinburgh Castle haunted?
Well, I suppose it could be. Aye, because it's very old and there's lots of very horrible, nasty things happened in it.
Yeah, it could.
It's a fortress for about 1,000 years, and there was executions took place in it.
Yeah.
There was dungeons and torture chambers in it. So they do ghost tours all over Edinburgh, and they do ghost tours all around the castle. So very possible.
So it's possible. If you're interested in ghosts and ghost stories, there is an Ulster Scots programme on BBC Two, starting this Sunday night. it's all about goose and that out round the Antrim coast.
There you are, the
And that,
Banshee.
and the Banshee, it tells you all about all of that sort of stuff. I will get you the time. I think it's 9 o'clock, but I will get
See,
you the
we-
time for sure.
Dale and me were in Edinburgh a number of times, and she's always wanted to go on the ghost tour, but I hate to make a wee admission here. I'm a bit scared, and I didn't like going on ghost tours.
Scared.
You know?
I think some of our members might be scared whenever it comes to it. I think they've all got the answer. Jennifer, Dylan, Neve, Sarah, Emily, Jenny, they're all saying long.
That's right.
So long means long, it does.
Long, yep.
So that was a wee bit different today. As I say, because it is Burns Week, usually we would be having our big party in that one of these nights, but it didn't happen this year because of COVID and that. So we managed to get Alan. So we have to say thanks, Alan.
You're welcome.
Dale's just gone out. Dale's gone out there, but he's now got, look how much haggis he has to eat. He's all of this if he wants to eat it. But there's somebody, I'm going to take you into the studio very quickly and show you somebody else. Somebody that you all know. And you see, whenever he gets a chance, he'll eat that. So he will. So we're only doing a wee quick look in. Somebody you all know. Look, who's that sitting there? You all know who this is. Do you know who that is? Look, he's actually on there, so I need to be quiet. So he is. That's our Sammy. You all remember Sammy? Sammy used to be down with us. So he did.
I'm coming to say bye-bye to them.
Oh,
Bye-bye, everybody.
so that's Dale.
We're going home to eat haggis.
You're gonna look at that. They've got all of this
There's your
haggis.
dinner tonight.
See, Alan will be
That
stuffed.
was great, Craig. I enjoyed it. Thanks very much for asking us.
So thanks.
Bye-bye.
There you go. So that was a wee bit different. As I say, I came into the Fuse Centre just to create a bit of room so that we all had space to be able to do all of that. So it was a wee bit different for you today. Let me get this back now to me. So not just as easy. Hopefully you can still hear me. And I say a wee bit different. We did some Ulster Scots words or some Scottish words in there as well. As Alan was saying, there was a lot. So we learned that the stories that they actually told were about ghosts and about witches and that as well. So maybe we should do it at Halloween. We could get them in. As I say, I will put up the wee link if anybody does like the ghosty thing. Dylan, you're asking what is Fuse FM or what's the Fuse FM number? If you're in your car, down near the Ballymoney area, it's 107.5. Or if you're at home and you've got a smart device, you can just ask Alexa. If you say, Alexa, play Fuse FM Ballymoney, then it will play Fuse FM. And Sammy used to volunteer with us and was one of our staff members down at Canna a while back. So Sammy does, Chrissy and all of that come and visit Sammy, so they do. So hopefully you did enjoy that. Wee bit different to say. It wasn't the normal chat show. Apologies for the sound at the start. Dylan would like to listen in his car. Yeah, when I'm about Ballymoney, Dylan, and I listen to it, it keeps you up to date with what's happening and that, and they play, and you can text in and get music. Similar to the way we do the discos, you just text in, and then they'll play your songs. So they will. So everybody's saying thanks to Alan. And Dale say it was a wee bit different this year. So have a good one. I will see you all very soon. I'm back on at 2 o'clock with Simon to do our weekly Zoom. So I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.